Alright, hello. This is a game between um, Bethel Blitz and the Falcons. This is for a casting demo for me, Jorge Velasquez, and they're playing on Kings Row right here, as you can see. And Blitz will be starting on defense, while Falcons will be on offense at first. So the Blitz is definitely going for a bit more of a generic defense comp, nothing really too out of the ordinary, while the same can be said for Falcon as well. They both have Zarya's. There's Lucio involved for Falcon, so they definitely could be going faster. And they're moving in quickly. They're definitely rushing to choke, while Blitz has decided to push back and play at a, farther back choke. Although Falcons are rushing through the hotel, hoping to capitalize on a back flank. And they are definitely pushing full onto this flank. Although Blitz is responding quite nicely, but still, Falcon manages to charge on the point, forcing Blitz off of it. The Zarya attacks are not doing very well. Most of Blitz's team is actually going down. All they have left are the two DPS, which are both very far removed from the action. Slop is having nice high ground against Falcon, but isn't really able to do much with the Vine Shield blocking his way. And Lucio's actually going out after the Soldier, which is a very weird composition. Soldier apparently taunting for some reason, but doesn't matter. Blitz definitely disconnect from the Soldier. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but they have their comp right here. The McCree rushing out very forward. Mega Best Girl, known to be the McCree mostly, and one of their primary DPS is very aggressive player. Alright, their tank just got hooked in and is trying to get the heck out of there. Not to get killed, but gets picked off by the other tank. And wow, the complete team wipe right there. Bliss was unable to hold in proper position right there, and they just got completely destroyed by Steve X ult. So yeah, and it's very generic, kind of basic plan. The players for Falcon are staying on the cart. They're doing a bit of a comp switch up on the Blitz side. CG Gaming is going for a Bastion, maybe trying to combo with the Reinhardt for a Bastion shield. But Slop has actually been killed off, and so they're missing one of their main DPSs. They're trying to move in, and Automatics try to hold the position, and along with Megu, who is ulting right now, and manages to get a kill on the Zarya. And oh wow, this is very good. This is the first sign of Blitz actually being able to, do some damage to the Falcon team right now, in the form of taking out the team and preventing a push. Moira up here, very aggressive, falling back though to get some support from the Roadhog. Almost dying, but not quite. And all in all, the Falcons are now regrouped over here by the Fine Bookshop, while the Blitz are playing over by here. Although they got their Vine hooked and taken out, so now they're down to a 4v5. And their Zen is out, and the Reaper's out coming out, and wow, it's just a complete team right there. Bastion's trying to make some work, but nope, still gets wrecked. They're moving in, and they've managed to get to the second point on this map with very little resistance, managing to only one small hiccup right there when Blitz was able to take out their team, but overall they're still just maintaining the positioning. 4 of their players, Reaper and both of their tanks, actually they're running a triples tank comp, so they can definitely hold back on the point with one tank and have 2 of them rush out. And alright, so Dragons decide to pop the Zen ult, but the Blitz aren't really making much use of it. They're not really going onto the point or anything. They're kind of just holding back, keeping the same position. Although I take that back, as I say, they have managed to take control of the payload, because as they pushed, Falcon was unable to kill any Blitz players. And they're holding a solid angle. They're just kind of teetering back and forth. Falcon not really making use of that point right up here, and not dropping down the enemy at all or anything. And overall, they're kind of just chickening back and forth. But now they're pushing in now. And with the Zarya ult, they can completely control. But, whoa, even with that Zarya ult, a lot of players are dying. And it's very hard to keep track of which is it. But in the end, Falcons managed to stay alive with 2 of their tanks and 1 of their supports right on point. Even though it's only Roadhog who's focusing on pushing the payload. He's been the one. Zoom has been on the payload this entire time, focusing hard, while players like Stevix and their Zarya Shinnark has been on there. CG Gaming popping the CG Gaming actually killing himself in the process with the Bastion ult, but Atomics trying to make use of the Zen of the Rhine ult, still getting killed in the process, and with very little resistance, Falcon is able to take control of the first round and wins the first round, giving Falcon a 1-up lead, a 3-up lead against Blitz. Alright, now sides are switching. Blitz is on the attack, while the Falcon team is now on defense. So now we're just moving through, going back to the start of the map, looking at first point, seeing what Blitz could possibly do on offense to warrant such a successful push. If they can manage to do something similar to the degree of Falcon, where they were able to just rush in there, I believe the issue that Blitz made in the beginning of the round was that they kind of just let Falcon take control of this area at the first point, which is very, very important to the offense team, because it lets you take this very crucial flank route through the hotel and to the back of the point, so you can have players pushing in from the front and the back at the same time if the defense team, lets them just take that. And that's what Blitz did. And even though Falcon didn't really have an offense here at the main point, they were able to capitalize on that flank and just completely destroyed the Blitz defense, which was actually very focused on these platforms over here. So the DPS was very far removed, and Blitz was just staying over here with like a couple tanks and healers. They let the Falcons run around, go through the hotel, and pull a flank that managed to kill them off, and the DPS couldn't do much about it, and you saw Slop actually moving backwards and not doing much for the team. Although we do see Falcon actually pulling off a similar defense, we don't know what the seems like Blitz is actually being a bit more passive, though. They have a Junkrat on no, not a Junkrat, but a Bastion on offense, and they are throwing down shields and using the Bastion to take down the Rhine shield, although because they're not really pushing up with much, they only have their Roadhog pushing up. Falcon can just stay back and just not really do much. They're not really capitalizing much on this initial offense that they're providing, and this initial pressure that the Bastion is doing on Falcon. Blitz isn't really making much use of that, actually. They're still staying relatively far behind. Their healer got picked off because they weren't really paying attention to the hotel, and just overall, Blitz aren't being very aggressive. They're playing very passively on offense, which is not a good sign since it's not working very well. They're still getting picked majorly, and they've only managed to kill like the Falcon Zen so far, and they've been pushed back to the initial choke. Definitely very different from Falcon's offense. Now the Junkrat holding in with the Riptide, being close, and taking out both the Orisa and the Bastion. Definitely a very strong pick there, destroying both the only shields that Blitz have and their primary damage. And because of this, actually, this is farther than what Falcon initially had. Falcon was actually playing over here for defense, but now they've actually moved up to this choke and managed to just take control of it. Moving back, though, seems like they have a fondness for this area. And Blitz is, once again, just moving in. They've put a Junkrat on defense, got rid of it. They still have the Bastion, though. And Bastion playing up all over there, even though he's not very good at range. And at this range, it wouldn't be very effective. Orisa's actually finally got it on point at the 2 and 14 second mark. And the Bastion's using his ult, even though majority of Falcon is actually not anywhere close to him. And the Zen ult has also been popped for some... Oh, yeah, Zen ult seems to be popped to counter McCree in that situation, but it doesn't really work since McCree kind of just insta-kills. And wow, even though Falcon is kind of just feeding into Blitz, their team wasn't really coordinated, and they didn't actually stick onto the point. So Falcon was able to easily take over the point control, and doesn't look like Blitz they're just back to the original position they had, back at the choke, having to push up. They haven't even gotten a single tick on the point, despite actually being able to pull off a successful push. And geez, Falcon's just playing very far back. They only have Rhine on the point, but it's working. It's working. Their Riptire from Blitz didn't get any kills, was shut down, and the Riptire from the Riptire from Falcon, on the other hand, managed to take out Bastion, and their Orisa is also screwed right now. And right now, Slop has managed to stay on the point. Doesn't seem like Falcon's actually doing much right now, although now they're, as they speak, they are coming in and pushing Slop right off the point. So yeah, back to taking control of the point. Falcon isn't really just staying on point and it's working. Blitz is just not applying enough pressure, and if they were just able, I don't know, maybe switch off the Bastion for maybe a flank character going around the hotel, causing some problems in the flank, because Falcon, they're leaving that position very much open. So a flanker like Tracer or Genji can just go around. Although, as they say that, they do have, I don't know, okay, they could make the, okay, I was going to say that their Doomfist could have made some good work, but in the end, he kind of just went through the main choke and got killed. And, yep, Falcon's just pushing up. Their Bastion set up right on the point, but, without any support, just gets killed. And not much is going on. They got 10 seconds left, and they don't have any real charge heroes. Like, Doomfist is their only shot, and Zarya's ult has gone down. So Doomfist is out. It seems like this match is going straight towards Falcon, and it has. Falcon wins the game, 0-3. And wow, that's very much, very, very poor play on Blitz's part. They could have applied much more pressure on Falcon, and they could have worked. They had opportunities there where they could have just stayed on the point and won and managed to get kills, but they simply didn't. And that was very much where Blitz's weak point is. They're just not going aggressive. Unlike Falcon, who you saw at the very beginning of the match, just rushing forward, going straight into the defense, right in the face of the defense, actually making use of that hotel flank route, going around the defense and just tearing them apart. Really, really well played for Falcon. And Blitz, honestly, a bit of a letdown. So yeah, that's my demo for Jorge Velasquez.